long story short, I'm not doing anything with my fashion degree. But then technically, I am doing something with my degree. Hi, it's Cece Amethyst. I've got all my makeup here to do a little get ready with me video while I tell you guys what the hell have I been doing this past year after I graduated with a fashion degree. I'm thinking of showing you guys this really like cute, colorful, like triple eyeliner look, and I think it looks really cool, and I'm trying to get more into colorful and cute makeup, so I thought I'd show you. Okay, usually if I'm going out, I start off with a sunscreen and then a primer. So I graduated with my fashion degree at the end of 2023. So what I studied was a Bachelor of Design, majoring in fashion design, minor in creative entrepreneurship. And now, what the hell am I doing now? I feel like if you know, any industry in New Zealand is really small because we are a really small country. And most people would think to go overseas to do something creative, but here I am in New Zealand. So after I graduated, going into 2024, my main goal was to find a part-time job actually, and not a full-time one, because I still wanted to do my content creating. Like, my main goal was to get signed with an agency, which I did, thankfully, and I love them. Like, I love having them help me manage and do all the collabs and everything. By the way, this smells like marshmallows. This is my current summer shade because this is a very glowy light finish, but I do think maybe the perfect shade would be a 22 because this one is a 23, but it still works because my concealer is like really pale. This is the same concealer, is that how you pronounce it? So going into April of 2024 was when I landed my first like official office part-time job. So it is a luxury bridal place, and my official job title role is marketing and communications associate. But the main gist of the role is that I am basically their social media manager, scheduling, creating all the content for the week, emailing and scheduling appointments with their clients, serving any clients that come in, picking up phone calls, any random small errands and tasks, like fixing a printer one day. I literally used ChatGPT to like help me fix their printer. You know, organizing spreadsheets, just like the role of an assistant almost, that like does all the random jobs in the office while also creating, editing content, all that. And at first I started off with working 2 days a week, but I guess the wedding industry hasn't been doing that well recently, so my hours got cut. So I think around July, August, I got cut to working 1 day a week, which is essentially 7 hours a week. And if I'm being realistic with you guys, that meant I was only getting like $100 from working with them for a full day, and that's after taking away taxes. On top of taxes, I'm also paying a percentage of my student loan and other business fees. So at the end of the day, it's like me gone for like 10 hours to get $100 that I basically spend within a day when I go for an outing. Okay, this is just with the concealer on, and I'm gonna go over very lightly since I don't really want a full coverage in the summer. I always dab over my lips a little bit so that whatever lip color I put on, I get like the purest color of it. I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit. Oh, that is a lot. So you could say this job that I've been working on for the past year is somewhat related to my degree in terms of being in the fashion industry, which was what I wanted, and also working somewhere in the marketing aspect. I'm gonna go in with this mini Charlotte Tilbury spray. I got a mini version because I wanted to try this out, and I kind of like to do this when I've done my foundation and concealer, just so that everything is marinated and set in. Oh my god, I missed! You could say I actually learned quite a bit of the behind the scenes for the wedding industry, and I am still kind of in the realm of the fashion industry. So I think the main pull for me to continue staying at this workplace was solely because it's related to fashion and it's like interesting. But now, at the time that this video is coming out, I would have most likely quit this job. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows. This is from the Face Shop because my brows literally stop here, so I'm just gonna draw it out over there. So the manager at the office job called me on an off day just asking about how I found the work. And generally speaking, I was like a little bit caught off guard. I was like, everything is fine at work. But I think after that phone call, we like talked for 20 minutes. I realized that this job is not for me. And when I say like the job was not for me, I don't mean the fashion and the marketing and the social media management aspect, but it's the fact that one, the pay is extremely low for the expectations and effort that they want from me is kind of unrealistic, because usually businesses would hire like either one person or a team to solely focus on their social media and marketing. And here I am, basically they are a small scale business, but they have been around for like a really long time. But I'm quite surprised because the business is basically a team of like three 60-year-old-ish ladies who are focused on the construction side for the fashion, and then my manager, but then she is leaving by April. So that would just leave me as the sole youngest person, and there's like this big barrier for me fighting for ideas, because social media is very different compared to the old traditional business ways. And I think along the way I kind of got really tired for fighting for ideas that aren't very out there. Like I would be requesting or showing something that might just be slightly elevated, or like a basic idea I would think, but still very relevant and helpful, because they're obviously not implementing those kind of things in their social media account. But it would get shut down, or it would take a lot of effort for me to be like going to the manager and then her going to the boss and then boss to the manager. It's like very, like, I feel like it shouldn't be this complicated for me to execute or pitch a social media idea. Like, I'm assuming that is what you hired me for, to grow your social media account, which I will tell you guys, I grew their page from 9K to 11K within less than a year. In the previous year, they were like stuck on 9K for the longest time. That's telling something. You could say it could be luck, but like, now I like to go in with this brow gel. This is the Esther Bunny brow gel from Floret in brown. Since I only draw on the ends of my brows and I still have hair, I just like to use this to blend in the hairs. And then I just have to lightly coat the front half, because I don't think I really need to draw any part of my brows in this part except for the end. So you see how that kind of like blends in a bit better? Not gonna lie, I feel like I've been so calm talking about this issue with you guys, because I just realized like, wait, why am I really like low, like very... I am just finishing my period too, guys. But I did feel like a burst of energy that I'm like, you know what, I can film and talk about this. And this is very fresh energy, thoughts and information within the past few days. I'm just gonna line my egg yolk area. If I'm doing a cool tone makeup look or something purpley bluey, I like to use a pastel lavender just to line the highlights under my eye, and then go in with this light brown Floret liner under the eyes, focusing most of the pigment on the outer. And another thing I like to do is to do my eyeliner first. So you can see where my eyeliner ends. It kind of gives me more real estate to do the eye makeup, whereas this one, it just ends here. Oh my god, wait, I forgot, guys. Upon the yapping, I need to do my contour. I usually do my face contour before I do any of this eye makeup stuff. This is the Flower Nose Chocolate Contour Palette. I am still using this baby. Like, look at that. That has hit pan. These have all been like dug into. And I like to use these two shades to do my nose contour. And I go with this fluffy brush and focus in this area. Like, I start here and then blend it down my nose slowly. So focusing the pigment here, blending it down. I do have the new Flower Nose Contour Palette. I'm waiting till when I completely bust this. Look at that beauty. And then I go in with my finger into the matte highlight shade, and I just focus on the very high point of the nose right here. And then blend upwards, and then highlighting the center bit again. And then I'll just use the brush to blend any harsh edges. So I have, like, you know, this shaded in and this highlighted, like, ooh. And then they also have this highlight shimmery shade. So right now it's matte, and just doing the same thing again, just dabbing on the tip high point and then going up my nose bridge. Obviously, because this is so used and hit pan, I did used to use that for my face as well. But one of my friends gave me this contour palette. I think it's very similar vibes to Flower Nose. Yeah, I'm just gonna go into this contour shade with an angled brush, and I'm just gonna do my cheekbones here and then brush any remainders on my jawline. I feel like all the talk about my office job is making me like really depleted because honestly speaking, I was gonna maybe stay here until maybe April at least, or when I figure out my art business, because I really wanted to like start selling prints and painting again, because I did recognize I wasn't earning enough money. Like I am literally 1 day a week in the office. The rest of the week I'm doing my own social media and any collabs that my agency organized for me, and that definitely earns me way more money than $100 a day, which within the same amount of time, I could have finished editing an entire ad. So like time-wise, money-wise, it does not make sense. And I realized the only reason why I was staying there was because of my pure interest in the fashion business industry. And also, I guess it kind of feels safe-ish because it is in the corporate round. And I feel like as soon as you're like out of the system of the corporate ladder and you're out freelancing and being self-employed, it does feel a little nerve-wracking, and I feel like at the end of the day, that's the best thing for me. But I come from an Asian household, so that is not the common thing. This has been one of my favorite palettes for the purple shades. Like, look at how pretty that is. I'm gonna use a fluffy angled brush. I'm gonna dip into this middle shade, starting from the outside and just blending it inwards just to the halfway point. And then I'll just bring the color on top of the eyeliner I did. Oh, in case you haven't noticed, the only eyeliner part I did is like that corner because of my hooded eyes. Like it literally wouldn't show if I do any more. And one of my other favorite eyeshadow palettes recently is this Odin's Eye Spring Dragon palette, which is actually a collab palette with Judy, my fellow content creator. I love it for the pastels and especially for the purple shades. So I'm gonna dip into this lilac and just work on the inner corner right here. When I'm doing my makeup, I tend to look down so that I can see the real estate of my hooded eyelid, because obviously when I look up, it's swallowed up a little bit, so I do have to like keep looking up and down to see where to place the eyeshadow. Okay, so that's how it looks on both eyes, and I think I'm gonna go back into this Violet Strawberry palette and dip my finger into the same purple shade and just put it in between and just kind of blend it in. I don't know if I finished my train of thought, but long story short is that phone call was my manager asking me to just think whether I continue want to work with them because they're making a lot of big business changes. Like I feel like they're expecting more than this role pays. Maybe from those expectations, the environment. I don't feel like I have the room to grow as a creative to give them those amazing social media ideas if they're not willing to accept or have the funds and the ability to execute them. If that makes sense. I'm literally in and out, scheduling and making all the content while doing all the other random minuscule things. And I spent days talking to my friends about this phone call and this job that I'm doing. And after all the talks, it became clear to me that I really shouldn't be at this job. Okay, I'm just gonna dip into this blue and mark the inner corner here and also do a blue winged eyeliner on top. You'll see. I was talking to one of my high school besties, and as I was talking to him, I realized, oh my god, my ultimate dream or things I want to achieve career-wise is for me to have my own art shop, be painting, selling prints, having exhibitions and gallery shows of my art. Fashion-wise is to continue creating and designing interesting one-of-a-kind designs, possibly having clients to create one-off dresses for them, either for special events or occasions. Just not your conventional type of corporate job or typical fashion brand, because I think I am very artist and designer focused, and I think deep in my soul at the end of the day that's really what I want to do. And I'm thinking, if I want to achieve any of that, at the end of the day I might need to be, no, I have to be a self-employed person, because if I'm working a 9-to-5, ain't no way am I ever gonna make a name for myself as CC Amethyst, the artist and designer. And it's really scary taking this first step forward to kind of completely free myself from the corporate world. It's because deep down, I think my passion and my drive and energy would be in creating art. Like even with my social media and content creating, like it's not your typical influencer work. Like yes, I am doing all the beauty and fashion, but I did go to university, I did do a degree, I have all my other big interests. Like, I started off on social media posting about art. Like, that is where my social media roots came from. I literally successfully had a small art print business during lockdown before uni, and then starting my fashion degree, posting fashion simultaneously while studying, and somehow accumulating followers and getting so many opportunities from it. So I'm like, maybe deep down I should just be a self-employed girly, because it seems like that's where I thrive the most and do well and earn the most and is most fulfilling. I think, yes, I can assist other businesses as well. Like, I literally gave one of my friends a full-on social media consultation, helping him with like how you could maybe launch your social media account, what type of posts you'll do, like everything and anything you could think about being a content creator. I was able to deliver all that information, and I'm like, oh my god, maybe I actually am more knowledgeable than I thought it was. And it might have stemmed from childhood, from looking down on myself and not thinking I'm greater than. We'll dig into that topic another time. Okay, wait, do you guys see the makeup? How it's like purple, blue, and then lavender. Oh, for blush, another ancient. Actually, this is not that ancient. This is from 2022. This is from the Flower Nose Unicorn collection. Do you see this beautiful lilac blush? There is no embossment because I dug it all out. Honestly speaking, I think my skin tone is on the olive undertone side, like neutral to olive to cool. Because I find this lavender blush really flattering as a base. So I kind of just stamp this all on my cheeks first. It's literally so blurring as well. It blurs my pores and any textures and just creates a nice base for whatever blush I want to put on. I'm kind of indecisive whether I want to do a glossy lip or a matte look, because I have so many makeup products that I could tell you guys about, like my favorites and not favorites and the type of shade, because these ones would be for a matte look, these ones would be for a glossy look. And I'm like, which one do I want to show you today? I'll go with a tint, because I feel like when I'm going out usually I would put on a tint and a gloss. So this is the Ink Mood Glow Tint in shade 13. Very pretty. And I usually just line like the inner edge. I think putting on a tint is a good base for your lips, because whatever you put on top, afterwards you're gonna have this tint as like a stain on the bottom. So say I could actually put a matte product on top of this, so if the matte product like gets wiped off during the day, I still have my tint base at the end of the day. I think I'm gonna go with Berry Bomb. Do a glossy look today. Like, look at that. Oh my god, guys, I forgot to put glitters on my eyes. I don't know if you should use this video as like a tutorial, because I'm kind of all over the place while I'm thinking. I'm gonna dig into this shimmery shade since it's like a purple bluey, and I can blend it in this area. I'm just gonna go in with my finger and just pat it here. Ooh. So it's like a crossover between the lilac to the pinky purple to the blue. And I'll use a small brush to put a little bit of the glitters just on the middle point under my eye, so that the glitters match. I'm just gonna stamp a little bit more color over here because I think it's missing some. Sometimes I do kind of go back in just to like fix up the colors, because I do think sometimes the blush kind of takes away from the under eye makeup. And lastly, this is a white eyeliner. This is what I mean by the triple eyeliner look, because you've got this dark one, a blue one, and then I'm gonna flick in ooh, a white one. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's so nerve-wracking doing like another liner on top. I just do like a simple line. Let's just ignore if the eyeliner is uneven. It's the artistic look that counts. This is one of my favorite dusty berry cool tone blushes. As you can see, the embossment is gone. So I'm just gonna dab a little bit of color here. When you're doing such a strong eye makeup look, you want a really light pale blush so it doesn't take away from the attention. Like, still have like a little bit of color here. And my favorite highlights is from Kaleidos. This is the O2 Space Age shade. A very pretty pink highlighter, guys. I'm just gonna go in with a fan brush and just dust it on this high point. I don't know if you can tell, but this is where my contour was, this is where my blush was, and this is where I highlighted. So it's very much sculpting a shape. And then I just like to use whatever is left on the brush on the nose so that the highlight is like a little bit cohesive. Before I wrap everything up, I need to put on my lashes. These are the spiky lashes that I'm gonna put on. Anyways, among all this talk and dreams, I do want to be a content creator showing it all, like making content showing all my sewing and painting. Funny thing is, this morning when I woke up and I went onto Instagram, this reel came up that basically said, go after that career. You can fail and start all over again. And I'm like, you know what? While I am still 23, I'm gonna go full force and chase my dreams, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me. It honestly feels so nerve-wracking and exciting at the same time. And among all these career ventures and goals, I think I want to document as much of it as I can and post it onto YouTube, because I kind of want my YouTube to be like almost like a behind the scenes about my life and while I achieve all these things, and doing these little get ready with me chit chat videos and sharing all the makeup I use, because I feel like I have so much to say about makeup as well, as someone with hooded eyes, because I feel like I've been experimenting with my makeup so much, trying to see what works well with my features, because it's so different to your typical like deep socket eyes, because that is my eye shape, guys. Okay, and at the end I'm going to seal up all the makeup with this. I just love how fine this mist is. And the very last step to my makeup actually is to put on powder. And I know some people do it before spray or after spray, but I like to use this to like mattify and blur any areas that I don't want glowy. You know what's funny is that, long story short, I'm not doing anything with my fashion degree. Like, I'm not going out there to apply to any businesses to go work with them. But then technically, I am doing something with my degree. I gained the experience and confidence in fashion design and construction. Like, before uni, I would not have the confidence to go and make and design my own patterns and just basically create a type of clothing from thin air that doesn't exist. Oh, by the way, this is the lavender powder from Flower Nose again. Anyways, this is the final makeup look and my career ventures starting from now. That's so nerve-wracking, guys. I still live at my parents' house, guys. Let's just hope in 1 to 2 years' time I can move out, have my own space and everything. But while I am living at my parents' house, I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that I don't have to pay rent and create, design, build my foundation audience as much as possible and save as much as possible. You watching the video up until this point is you signing an unofficial official contract with me to follow along my journey of becoming CC Amethyst, the artist and fashion designer. When I open my shop and have my shows, I better see you there. Like, imagine one day I'm just known as CC Amethyst, the artist and designer from New Zealand, Kiwi artist, Kiwi designer. And imagine me having all these shows, and by shows I mean like fashion shows and visual art exhibitions. Anyways, this is the makeup look, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching and following me. And if you're new here, hello, you're in for a ride. There will be fun times that I will show you guys on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So if you want to see this chaotic journey, follow me there. I love you guys so much, and let the journey begin. What am I doing with my life sometimes? Everything.
So that should highlight and contour. Okay, that looks better. I was like, wait a minute, I'm missing something. It's my contour.
This is what the I am gonna go full for